young singer named Justin Moore.
We don't do a whole lot of bullshitting up here. We just get up here and play country music.
The Justin Moore Podcast is sponsored by Bobcat. Visit them at bobcat.com.
All right. I think everything's working. Oh, my gosh. If it's not by this point, it's going to be what it's going to be. Welcome back, everybody, to the dysfunctional podcast that is the Justin Moore Podcast. We are alive and well. I told you we'd be back. Here we are. We're back. It's September.
Barely.
You're about to get some you're about to get some episodes coming at you. Finally getting a break, being at home for a day or two. I had to call Cody. I didn't even have my Zoom didn't work. I wasn't updated. We've been trying to get going for an hour here, but here we go. Welcome back to the Justin Moore Podcast. I'm JR the Handler. That's Justin Colmore. What's going on, JM?
Hey, buddy. It's good to be back. We told you guys it's been months now that we would not quit without telling y'all. We would be back. We've been on hiatus. It was supposed to be a couple of months. I think it's probably been, 4 or 5 months maybe, or something like that. We just have been very busy touring, quite honestly, and other, family things, and JR and I, which we can get into some of this, but we both had home issues. It's just one thing
never
after
ending.
It's literally been one thing after another. So it was not our. My point is, it was not our plan to take the amount of time off that we did, but we did, and we're back.
But we're back,
and we're going to be going through the end of the year. And we got some great guests lined up. We'll have Priscilla Block on. I think we're going to have Cody Johnson on, who we'll be on tour with next year. That was just announced, which we can get
Breaking
into that. And a couple others we have lined up also. That'll be a lot of fun. I think we'll do, what is it, JR? Maybe 13, 14 more episodes from now through the end of the year. And I promise you we'll do them because we're contracted to do so. So we have to do them. Not that we don't want to do them, but I'm saying
right,
we'll do them.
Coming at you. You got episodes coming. I told everybody on socials, and everybody gets it. It's been a long, hot summer, and we've been ripping and running up the roads, playing shows. We've had another number one. We've had to work. I mean, we have just been hitting it.
Not only have we had house issues, we've also had bus issues, which we're currently dealing with. I mean, but we'll get into all that today on the show. And this is just no guest today. This is just a catch-up session. And as JR pointed out when we first came on, we don't remember how to do this as far as our computers go. And you're going to hear this chirping throughout the episode, and I apologize for that. That's my smoke detector that is in my office that decided to just go out. And I don't have a ladder up here, and I've got a battery.
We got batteries now from our fine sponsor, Batteries Plus, buddy.
I've got a battery right here, but I am not tall enough to reach it with anything in this office. So it's either me leave right now and go get a ladder, which I don't know. That might be entertaining for you guys. Or you're going to hear it chirp every now and then. But, I mean, it's par for the course for this shit show. You might have to deal with the chirp. I'm sorry.
Right. It seems like everywhere we've been. Like you mentioned, we've had bus problems lately. We both had home issues with flooring, and I had a busted water pipe in my wall and had to redo, pull out old, and still not done with that, but getting closer.
Oh, really?
I've got it mostly done. I've got everything down. I think I'm going to let the last leg of the painting and caulking go to my neighbor Ken and let him just handle that. He's a professional painter, so I think I'm going to pass that along there and just pass the buck and let it get done right and finish it up. But
Nice.
I've had enough. Yeah, it's just hard when we're on the road hard during the summer, and then you come home for a day or two, and that's all you do. And you still got to do other stuff. So I'm gonna let him do the last leg. But yeah, that's par for the course to have something at home. Homeowner issues never end when you're only home for a few days. But we're home this week, so hopefully I'm gonna get caught up with some stuff.
Yeah,
we get a.
Yeah, that was part of it. I mean, like we would come home, and then you had a leak or a busted pipe or whatever, and you've been working on that for a few weeks.
Oh yeah, months now.
Really,
know,
or whatever, and
just
we'd be like, hey, let's try to jump on Wednesday and do this, and then man, I'm doing this, I'm working on this, or we had a bunch of, I guess it was early summer, we had a bunch of hail storms here at home, and I see some. I'm walking outside one day back in, I don't know, May, June, whatever it was, and I see like shingles sliding off my roof, and I'm like, that ain't normal. That ain't good. So I had somebody come out. I had to get my whole house re-roofed, which was just a mess.
Oh yeah,
to be honest,
mess.
Mess.
After the hurricane, when we had ours put back on, they took off shingle and put on metal, and even with tarps down all around over the bushes and around everything, it's still
crap everywhere.
That's been almost 3 years ago. I'm still finding nails and shards and things in the yard.
And they do a good job of trying to get it all.
Oh yeah, as best you can. And I even took
inevitably there's going to be. You're going to get flats in your car. Yeah.
Well, and I tell you something. I didn't really know this was a thing till working at the builder supply, and I might be new to the party. I might be this many days old learning this, and somebody else may be too. They make a thing which I end up using over here that helped a lot. It's basically a magnet on wheels with a handle that you roll, and it's a few inches off the ground, and it will get that stuff.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, we used it at the builder supply to make sure people wouldn't get flats pulling through the yard.
Wow.
And then I thought, man, what a good idea. And after that, I had a wand with a magnet on it, and I thought the one with the wheels, because it's about, I don't know, 1.5 feet long, like you would like a push.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. That's cool, though.
So that might be something when you're done, take around, the kids are out playing ball, just walk around the edge of the yard.
Yeah, there you
save
go.
yourself a couple flats on the four-wheeler side-by-side or something,
Huh.
Yeah, I know. Cool little contraption, and think about the concept. What a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Put a magnet flat, and it picks them up. But it's a strong magnet, too, so when you're going to get them off, you got to wear gloves. I mean, it's hard to get them off.
I wish they would make one that would do that with dog crap.
Right.
That'd be nice.
Hey, that's what they need, like they do for the house, the Roomba thing, but for dog shit.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
we just patented that idea, so nobody out there steal it. But
steal it.
But
That's funny.
So you had the leak at your house. I had the roof at mine, and then at our place in Florida, I got a call or an email, one of the two, from a neighbor of ours down there. Said, "Hey, your outdoor," and I don't want this to come like this. This is not fancy by any stretch of the imagination. Most places down there, because of the sand, most houses have an outdoor shower. So we have an outdoor shower, but I promise you, it's nothing. It's just a
it's a faucet hanging off the wall. It doesn't really have walls or anything. It's like when you're coming off the beach. If you're coming off a pier at the beach anywhere, off the boardwalk where they have the sand, for your feet, and you rinse off where you go in.
So it's like a faucet, like he said, basically. But anyway,
but it's on the porch. It's outside.
It's outside. So so you don't go in the pool, or you don't go in the house with sand all over you, But so anyway, I get a call from one of our neighbors down there. This was This was also, I think, Mel, this was probably spring, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It was while we were gone, is my point. And she's like, your outdoor shower's been spraying water everywhere for like 2 days.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm going, oh, no. So I call a buddy of mine who lives down there, and he's a builder or a contractor and has crews kind of at his disposal, to use. And I said, will you run by and check my house? And of course it's like there's sitting water in the entire bottom floor of our house, which JR, you know this, but for the folks out there listening, and I'm like, oh gosh. I mean, we're talking ruined furniture. The entire floor has to be redone on the bottom floor. Baseboards ruined, beds ruined, living room furniture ruined. It was a mess. And so we had to deal with that also. And so yeah, that's a couple of things. And I mean, Kate's had car issues.
Oh yeah.
She was driving to Dallas. Her and her business partner and a couple of their employees were going to market in Dallas, where they buy stuff for to sell at their store, and something hit her windshield. She don't even know what it was, and completely shattered it. Like while they were driving down the interstate, and like I'm talking, glass came in the front seats of the car.
Yeah, and didn't those knuckleheads say something like, "Hey, you think we could keep going?"
Oh yeah, well yeah, well she sent me a picture or a video.
You think we should keep going?
She's like,
we're good.
Ross, my friend Ross, who's the husband of said business partner, Amy, and like Ross was like, yeah, y'all be good to go. And I'm like, no, you and I were actually in the airport at the time.
Yeah.
Flying somewhere to work. And I go, no, you absolutely should not keep going.
No way.
What if the whole thing flies in on you?
Glass in your eyeballs. Yeah. Terrible idea.
So anyway.
Lucky it wasn't any worse than it was, but still don't really know what it even was.
No, but anyway, it's just been it's been a hell of a few months for both of us, JR and myself. I mean, there's just like every time we think, okay, we're on track. This is going to be a normal week with nothing going on. Here we go. We're going to do this, and then boom, something happens. I mean, another thing, Ella, my oldest daughter. Of course, they're right now practicing basketball, and she goes through the whole summer practicing basketball. They go to like 2 or 3 different team camps, and things are good. And well, she also cheers, which that's a whole nother story. I don't understand that, because in my day, if you were an athlete, you weren't a cheerleader also. But whatever. I mean, maybe that's the thing nowadays. I don't know. But she was cheering at a football game and almost tore her Achilles. Like, there's tendons, I guess, back there. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but like she's got tendons that are like hanging on by a thread right now. Hasn't been able to practice back. I don't even know if I told you this. I may have, but like, she's been in a walking boot for 3 weeks now. We took her to the doctor yesterday. They put her in a brace now so she can wear a shoe. But if it doesn't improve by like 2 more weeks, she's going to have to be operated on to fix it.
Oh, wow.
So it's just been one thing after another for us, and I know JR's kind of dealt with the same type stuff. Over the last
we're gonna have to get Ella out of all kind of competitive stuff and just get her on some DDPY or something. Poor thing, she's gonna be crippled by the time she's able to drive. She broke her, knock it off.
Broke her wrist twice, same wrist. She had a bad leg injury during softball. Forget what it was. It wasn't broken, but it was more of a muscle thing or something.
Pulled her quad or something.
Quad, that was it. Yeah. Pulled her quad. And then now dealing with an Achilles, and I mean that's a major injury. Yeah. And it takes a long time to get over it, from what I understand.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like I said, I had the thing a month or so ago now where I tweaked my knee in the gym with braces on and everything.
Playing basketball.
I
say playing basketball. You were just shooting.
Yeah, I was just shooting around, and literally did something. And I thought it was bad, and
I forgot about it. That just got better all of a sudden.
I've just been like I hadn't been jumping or moving. I'm watching where I take my steps, but yeah, so far it's fine. But both of them, something's wrong with both of them. But I'm just, like I say, I'm being real easy. But now, like I went to the gym before we recorded today. I shot around, but like literally under the basket, not coming off the ground. I'm going to learn a whole new shot. I'm got to learn an old man shot.
You're literally going to be the old man at the Y, whipping up on everybody.
Oh yeah. I have all the little trick moves, but I'm just because what I did the week when I heard it was nothing, and I came down and I felt something on both, and then after that it was giving out, and I was like, man, this is so. And I can't afford this year with the way insurance works to go. Deal with it right now. I'm wait till the end of the year, and if it's bothering me next year, I'll start off and get a year in of some rehab and surgeries or whatever I need. But I'm gonna try the first method is just try to keep my weight down. Keep drinking down and weight down, and then
it's funny
instead
you
of
say
lifting
that.
or playing basketball, I'm just like today I did like the Pete workout. I went and swam and went to the sauna, and shot around.
It's funny you say that about the drink and the weight. I mean, we're both down weight.
Yep.
And you and I were just having this conversation on the bus. I don't know, one of the last couple of weekends. We don't even hardly drink anymore. I mean, a little bit, but not. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, typically,
it's been too hot, been too busy. I mean,
typically, like during a show. Let's say 10 years ago, during a show, I might have 4 or 5 drinks. Now,
4 or 5 shots.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But now.
All of us. I used to bring trays of shots 10 years ago when I started working with y'all. I'd bring everybody shots. Roger would play the lick on his guitar that meant we all need some shots.
Right.
He'd go, intern, bring me some whiskey.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I mean, everybody needs a shot. But yeah, and then now, zero.
I mean,
zero shots.
Sometimes, some shows, I don't even drink one.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Yeah. And us side stage, some of the young bucks still like to do a shot or two, so I'll do 1 or 2 of them, but it's minimal compared to how it used to be.
Yeah, it's minimal. Anyway, which is good. It's good. I mean, hell, I weighed yesterday. We have a scale in our bathroom, and I don't weigh often because I don't really care what I weigh. I just care how I feel.
Right.
And, But out of curiosity, I weighed 142, which is the lowest I've been in, I don't know, couple 2 or 3 years. I mean, 3 or 4 years.
I thought about that the other day. I don't even exactly know what I weigh right now because I don't know where our scale is. We used to have one around, but I hadn't seen it in a while, and I'm just like, well, I feel pretty good. I'm just gonna go with that for now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care either. I mean,
yeah. But I would like to. It'd be interesting. But people, like we used to laugh about, people always for the last 8 years, every time we run into somebody we hadn't seen.
Your deal.
Oh, JR, look like you lost weight. And I'm like, not really. I'm actually heavier than I was last time I saw you. But whatever, thanks. But
everybody does say that to you.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. But before I before the knee thing, even and any of that stuff, earlier this summer, I had the GERD thing with the reflux and all that, and so and they said the booze was a big part of it. So I've just trained now, instead of drinking, a bunch of crap, I just have a few good somethings. I'll have me a couple of nice beers or a couple of real cold beers, and some not a guzzle of JD or Crown. Nothing's wrong with those, but for my reflux, now I'm doing a half a shot of tequila or a nice shot of single barrel Jack or something nice and smooth. Or Steph's been drinking rum, so I'll get a nip of that. But
I like
that's
rum.
For me, just the trying to switch things as much as all. And then now, like Dallas always said, you just feel good. So now feeling better, I'm like, well, I don't want to ruin that, so keep it to a minimum. But it's still fun to turn them up every now and then. But yeah, it's just funny. And like I said, we didn't really make a conscious plan we need to drink less on the road or anything. It just kind of. Hell, it got busy this summer. We got busy, got occupied. It was hot. Half the time it was so hot you just didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
hide the shade, hope the air worked.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I don't know if you had a list you wanted to go down of shows we've done. And off topic, I don't know how to turn. Can you hear all this dinging going on, or is that just in my ear? Okay, good. Because I'm getting all my text messages on my computer, and it's like ding, 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 ding.
Set it up there to do not disturb. Click the little
oh my gosh,
little menu, little bar looking little things next to the spyglass or the magnifying glass, and it'll say focus, and then do not disturb.
Okay, cool. No, I didn't know. I don't know if you have a list of shows you wanted to go down or whatever.
We could go. Yeah, we
could. But I there were a couple of that I remember. I mean, there have been a lot of great shows, but
a lot of great shows.
The one that I remember. Well, it wasn't one show. It was a few days we had off out in. Was it out west? Where we did the cornhole tournament and cooked, and
yes,
that was pretty neat. I don't even know where we were, honestly. Was it the Pacific Northwest? Maybe?
That was our day off. We were in Canyonville, or we started out. We went to Kennewick, Washington. Then we were in Boise, Idaho.
Outside of the smoke.
We played in
but
Boise.
The area
a big show
was
up in Boise.
Absolutely beautiful.
Then we went to Canyonville,
days, right?
Oregon. Yep. And then let me see but it was over that way. Yeah, it was in Oregon because we had Salem, Oregon the next night after our day off.
But yeah, we made fajitas and beans and rice.
I had a cornhole championship. It was great.
Had a cornhole tournament. I forget who won. Who won?
Will and whoever he was playing with.
Will's our keyboard player. He's an animal. Like literally, I would put him up against anybody.
He went from novice, never played, to pro-am guy. Like he could be a pro-am level ringer.
Yeah. So what we did, this just give you guys some insight. And we always talk about shows. I don't know if we talk about days off because we kind of rarely have them on the road.
Right.
Unless we're like way away from home like we were then. I think we probably played, JR, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we probably played like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we played again on like Monday or Tuesday or something like that.
Right. Then we had a Monday show. Yeah, played in Salem on Monday.
So it didn't make sense to come all the way home. So what we did was we seated everybody, and we had, what do we have, 22 people out there or something?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, and we broke it up. We had band, crew, and drivers.
Mm-hmm.
So then we had seeds. You had 3 teams in each.
Right, that's right. Yep.
And then the winners of each.
So the band played the band. The crew played the crew. Drivers, which I think we put you on the driver one or something just to make it even
with,
teams. And they played each other.
I played with Jonathan.
Okay, you were in the crew then. But then so you had the champion of each of those 3 brackets, and they played for the overall, and it was a lot of fun. It was a good
Jonathan
time.
Jonathan and I ended up in the driver's bracket.
I think we just needed another couple of people in that one to make it even.
Yep, because
there was three per.
Right, we won ours. Paul and someone, or maybe it was Carter and Brett. Won.
That's right.
That's
who played. That's who played Will and Dave.
Dave in the championship. Yep. So, and that was a good one too, because Carter and Brett are both good too. They're the young bucks. They'll get better. But that was fun. That was out west. Yep. Then we came home for a few days. Then you actually took your lovely wife on a trip for her 40th birthday. I don't know if she'll be telling that, but 25th birthday. Everybody heard me.
Her her 10th, 30th birthday. So 8 or 10 months ago, I guess, I get a call or a text from my cousin, who's like we're like brother and sister. We're really, really close, and she happens to be. This is some real Arkansas stuff here, but she happens to be one of my wife's best friends, and she's married to one of my best friends. He was actually the best man in my wedding. So anyway, we're super close, and she always calls me and goes, "Okay, Kate's birthday's coming up. I ordered this, and this from the card you sent me last. I'll send her my credit card info, and she'll just buy it and have it mailed and wrapped." And she takes care of me. She's actually younger than me, but she takes care of me like an older sister. But her anniversaries and that kind of stuff. Anyway, so she texts me and goes, "Hey, this is what we're doing for Kate's 40th. I go, "Well, I did our backyard area, and I did it last summer. I mean, as you know, but that was actually for her 40th also. It was like an early birthday." She's like, "Yeah, but we're going to do this too." I go, "Okay." So we ended up, that couple, us, 2 other couples who are great friends of ours. We went to Exuma. We went to the Bahamas, which we had never been to the Bahamas before, and had a really good time. It was a lot of fun. That was about.
You said the water was pretty. I know we have real pretty water on the Gulf Coast. 5-6 weeks ago,
something like that.
Yeah, that was the 1st of September.
Yeah. The water was beautiful. Flying in, you're looking out of the plane, and just the shades, and there were different shades, but the shades of blue and how blue they were, I mean, it was amazing. And I've been guilty of saying there's nowhere as pretty as, the Gulf. I mean, I love it in the panhandle of Florida where you're from or where you live.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, but this is just a whole different level. I mean, it's
just the colors, like you said, it's just different. It's a whole nother level.
It's a whole different thing. We did
tropics of the Bahamas.
Yeah, we had a blast, man. It was fun.
And then you had to leave straight. And then you had to leave straight from there and go to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. What a change of scenery from the tropical island to home to Little Rock for a second, and then on the bus heading west to New Mexico.
I want to say
it was awesome out there. But
I want to say we landed at like, I don't know, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, something. I don't know, something like that in the afternoon back home, and I left at like 10 o'clock that night or something.
Yeah, to go to New Mexico.
Yeah, to go to New Mexico,
and it was dry out there, but we only had the one show. It was the State Fair. It was awesome. It was a rodeo.
It was a really good show. But
that was the one, that one was cool because I'd never seen this of all the rodeo shows we've ever done.
Was that the one that went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went to the ceiling. Normally they pull it out on a tractor trailer and then they put it back out when the rodeo's done for the band to play. But this one, they had it set up to where the entire thing lifted to the ceiling after sound check, and then right before y'all played, it went back down. They hooked up. That was cool.
Yeah, but just to wrap up the Bahamas, though, like we went and we did the whole, swimming with pigs. That's where that whole thing
that's a thing
became,
down there.
Which it was kind of funny because they're protected there because it's such a tourist thing,
Right.
And we were all commenting on, like, in particular here in Arkansas. I don't know if you guys have them in Alabama. I'm sure you do, but we hate hogs.
There's too many of them.
And because they'll just
feral hogs.
Yeah, they overrun your property and they destroy stuff and they'll kill your dogs and whatever. So we shoot them and just anytime we see one, we shoot it. And there's no season on them. Our game
They're
and
an
fish,
invasive species.
Yeah, our game and fish encourages you to do this. This is not This is not inhumane. If there's anybody out there, I doubt you're listening to this podcast and don't know this information, but if there's one person out there, it's not.
Yeah. They're invasive species, and they're all over.
And they're mean as hell.
Of America, all in the southern part of America.
I think they came from Spain originally, if I'm not mistaken. But they just take over, and they can have litters. I think they twice, maybe 3 times a year.
And they can have them starting at like 8 months old.
Exactly. Yeah. So the litter that let's say the litter that they have in January. A handful of the ones that are born then can start having them in, October or whatever.
Yeah, you're talking about in a few years, one can be 200. So
anyway,
but
they just
down
take
there,
over. But
different type of pigs, and it's just crazy.
It was funny though. I mean, they would swim right up to the boat because they know they're about to get fed. They know when they see a boat pull up, and but Amy got kicked in the shin by one with a hoof, and she's bleeding all over the place. So what we did was one day we stayed at an all-inclusive, is that what you call it, resort, where you pay and the food and the drinks and everything you've already paid for.
It's part of the deal,
Right, yeah. And it was nice. It wasn't, I don't think it was as nice as the one that we stayed in Mexico, and the food wasn't near as good. But this is a much more remote area, so they quite honestly couldn't get the same
stuff,
groceries. I mean, really,
they're on an island.
I mean, this is, and we didn't go to. I believe is it Atlantis or is that the
that out there?
The main
I'm not sure.
island. There's a main island. I forget what it. Nassau. The main, that's the one that's really Americanized, commercialized, and I'm sure there you get better stuff. This was the one just south of there that's more private. I guess you would call it private. I don't know, but it super nice, beautiful. Just the food was a little disappointing, but one day we took a boat tour, private boat tour, I guess you would call it, and it was like an 8-hour thing. But you swim with the pigs, which we did. Amy got kicked. We had to bandage her up. Then you went and looked at different places. I actually saw the island that Tim McGraw and Faith Hill owned for a long time. They just sold it. Recently for like $27 million or something like that. Yeah, but it was beautiful. I mean, there was like
I bet
6 homes on it. I mean, they were all their homes. I mean, it wasn't like other people, but it was gorgeous. So that was kind of neat. And then there were other there were a lot of, we saw I think they said they had 400 and something. They didn't call them islands, but that's what they were in the area. And,
right.
A number of them are owned by these tech moguls and, and they gave all these statistics and stuff, which were ridiculous, and how much they were worth and yada, yada. But then we swam with sharks, and Kate got bit by a shark. Apparently, or allegedly, I think they called them nurse sharks. Allegedly, they did not have teeth. Well, they do.
Yeah.
She got bit, and she's bleeding everywhere in the water, and we're all in there with these sharks.
Blood in the water around sharks, yeah.
Yeah. And me and my friend Robbie, who's married to the cousin of mine I was talking about earlier, we're like, I don't want to swim with no damn shark. I didn't come here to swim with sharks. And everybody's going, oh, y'all just do it. They don't even have teeth. They can't bite you. 5 seconds later, the one who's going, oh, get in, gets bit by a shark.
Yeah,
so
that's what you get. Yeah.
Yeah. But
they don't show that. They don't show that on the Housewives show when they go doing that. They don't show that part. So,
but
yeah.
it was it was fun though. We played golf one day, and really just kind of chilled. Hung
Relaxed.
out. And,
yeah, it's good. Got to
it was
recharge
good.
the battery some.
So it was a good time.
Yeah, that's about the time when I was redoing floors during that time. That was brutal. But was good to go to Albuquerque. And then we went up to Rockford, Illinois, had a show in Clarksville, which is right north of Nashville. Got to see some friends there, and all of our management and label and publicists and all were there. It was a good show. Then we did a show up in Ohio near Toledo, I believe, Huber Heights.
Amphitheater?
Yeah, it was a real cool amphitheater up there.
Great place. That was a great show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, great show. And then we went back out west up during that time. Before that, I want to say, I believe it was on the 9th of September, our longtime crew member, Zach McCoy, who is retired off the road now, and our current crew member and monitor engineer, Alyssa Reel, got married during that time. So congratulations to Zach and Alyssa. They got married right there the 1st September. I think it was when we were out in Albuquerque. And then they had a party
he came to the
last week.
Clarksville show, right?
Yep, he did.
Oh, did they already do their party for everybody?
Last week. Yeah.
Dang, I hate that.
Yeah, it was. I told Alyssa it was on a Tuesday. It's just we've got a lot of stuff because that's where we're getting up. Last week we were out in Sandy, Utah, which was cool. It was right south of Salt Lake. Nice amphitheater there. Then we played the Fiddler's Green in
I enjoyed last
Denver.
weekend.
Yep.
That was
Denver that was a cool show.
That was two really good places. I thought.
Yeah. Those were good. And then this coming up week, we've got Owensboro, Kentucky on the 28th. Corbin, Kentucky on the 29th, and a big radio show in Memphis on Saturday the 30th. Then the first thing I wanted to talk about, which I saw posted today along with some other cool tour stuff we're going to do next year, but this year, 2 weeks from now, or hell, next week, we're recording on Tuesday the 26th, and a week from today on October 3rd, we're going to be in Nashville for the Ronnie Millsap, the final show, the final Nashville show, a tribute to Ronnie Millsap in Nashville on the 3rd. Star-studded lineup's going to be really cool. October 3rd, Bridgestone Arena. Performances by Kelly Clarkson, Little Big Town, Justin Moore, Scotty McCreery, Tracy Lawrence, Randy Hauser, Sarah Evans, Lori Morgan, Trace Atkins, Breland, Phil Vassar, Terry Clark, the Band of Heathens, Neil McCoy, Elizabeth Cook, the Gatlin Brothers, Hunter Hayes, Los Lonely Boys, Mark Wills, Pam Tillis, Ray Stevens, Ricky Skaggs, Stephen Curtis Chapman, Charlie McCord, Six Wire, the McCrary Sisters, and many, many more. So that's going to be fun. We've done a few of these for different legends over the years, and they're always super cool because we get to see people we don't normally get to see work and sing a song of another legend. So we got that coming up here soon.
You and I have talked about this at length. For years now, but we get to do some cool things, obviously. But these are probably our favorite things to do. We specifically talked about the fact that that is right up your alley, to say the least. That is your bread and butter. But we've done, Charlie Daniels, help me remember, Charlie Daniels, George Jones,
Kenny Rogers.
We did a Randy Travis thing for Randy at one of those. Now we're doing Ronnie's. And here's what I love about these is that it's not necessarily, it could be, but it's not typically the most popular artists that play the award shows or they win awards or it's almost like if you got a little bit of street cred, not that some of the people that win awards don't have that as well, they do. I'm not saying that, but I don't know. What I'm trying to say
there's
is
usually there's usually a couple of key people sprinkled in there that mean something to the artist or have attributed to the artist or in some kind of roundabout way have ties.
My whole point is we've been asked to do pretty much all of the ones over the last decade that they've done, and I'm very, very proud of that. Is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely, as you should be.
It's
what an honor.
It's a huge honor, and it's not. I'm not going to mention names, but it's not. It's not a popularity contest, so to speak.
Right.
It's
right.
It feels like it's who they believe that will represent them and their song and their music best.
Right.
I don't know.
And they,
I don't want to say.
Yeah, they usually sprinkle a couple of young acts.
I don't know.
They usually get a lot of tenure.
I don't
to me,
want
it
to
seems
diss
like
anybody, but
no.
It makes me proud that we keep getting asked to do these things. So
it seems like a lot of times they'll sprinkle a couple of young acts in, but usually they get more established acts. I think one because like you said, main thing is that whoever's putting it together wants to pay tribute to whatever artist it was by putting the right talents out there that they think would pay the best tribute and their artists would approve if they had their. And I mean Charlie and Kenny Rod, they did approve. I mean they were still around, and Ronnie did too. Obviously he's still around, so they're getting final approval on all this stuff. But they get you guys, it's kind of like anything. You get the guys who've been around and know you guys are going to show up because you're professionals and you're not going to pull out last minute because something better came along or whatever. But they know you, and then
seems like it's always
performance part of it.
It seems like it's always me and Jamie have been at all of them.
Yeah, or Randy.
Usually Hauser. Dirks usually is at a lot of them. TL. It's like the same group of guys. And women. It's not just guys. But anyway.
Pam Tillis, you'll be there. Pam's been at most of these.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Sarah Evans.
Sarah Evans is at most of them.
And it's because it's usually more the traditional voices because you're doing more traditional art. It's more traditional artists, so you're getting more traditional. Would be, you know what I mean. So, but it's awesome and an honor, and I'm looking forward to going.
Speaking of traditional artists, and we don't have to go there right now, but before we get off here, as we were talking about shows, we got to talk about the 2 or 3 we played with, where we're going. I mean, oh my God!
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you want to go there now or we can do it later.
Well, we could talk about that. Yeah, we've done a few shows, and I've told people that I've seen
this was
in person.
I don't know, 2 months ago, maybe.
Yeah, I know one was in Hinckley, Minnesota. We did a show with Black Hawk and Sawyer Brown on the same bill.
Wasn't there somebody else though?
Before that, we did a show.
I was thinking there was somebody else that day, but maybe not.
But
I think it was the same run
artist.
we did a show with Black Hawk and Sawyer Brown.
We did a show with
the
Bellamy Brothers,
yeah,
Roots and Boots, Randall King,
yeah.
And maybe somebody else even on that bill. But yeah, the Bellamy Brothers, amazing. Sammy,
amazing.
Colin, and Aaron, amazing. Always. Colin was a little under the weather. Hopefully he's better. That's our buddy. I love me some Colin Ray. That's a good guy right there.
I'm gonna tell you now, there's not a better person walking the planet. Sammy's a trip. He gave me a hard time that night. He
actually came out. Yeah, and sang Vidalia.
So he don't normally do. I don't know how many people out there listening know the song. I don't think it was a single, but I don't know. I always loved the song Vidalia. Vidalia, Vidalia, girl, won't you tell me why? Anyway, he don't normally play it in his set, and he did that day, and I thought, dang, man, I was going to see if he'd want to come out and do it with us because it's a song we cover periodically. Right. And I don't know if you went and talked to him or
well, we've gotten tight with their people because since doing the Roots and Boots, they kind of the same tour manager, bus driver, production manager combo kind of handles all of their individual and together stuff. Yeah. So since we do a lot of stuff with Collins, but from the Arkansas ties, I went to his guy, was like, man, you think? He's like, I can go ask. So he's like, and they want it to happen because of all us guys side stage, we love that kind of stuff. We're like, yeah, let's do something fun, Right. Which I thought you were going to say earlier. Your favorite thing about doing these tribute concerts is that you only have to do one or two songs. I love that part. Oh yeah, we get to go have some drinks, have some snacks, visit with everyone. I only have to sing 2 songs. Okay, perfect.
Don't make any money.
Right.
It's free,
but you ain't got to work too hard.
But you get to see a pretty damn good concert.
Yes.
With pretty good access and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it usually got a pretty good bar and a bunch of fun stuff going on. Yeah. But no, so I wouldn't say. I said let's see it. Sammy of course comes back. What's he want to? He wants to sing it. You know how Sammy is. Who's gonna play it?
He wants to sing it. Or
I gotta have a fiddle player. I gotta have a fiddle. And that kind of stuff. So
well, if you remember,
awesome.
he had already played it in his show.
Yeah.
And then we came out, and he came out and sang it with us. So anyway, it was a really
great,
cool moment for the two of us for sure. And
the Bellamy Brothers were amazing. I mean, they were still.
Yeah, the funny thing though about Sammy, like he's just a character, and I don't mean that anyway, but good. I mean, he's a trip. He cracks me up, like. What did he say to me? They're getting ready to go on stage, and we were obviously going to go watch because we had a couple 2 or 3 hours before we played, at that point. And he goes, "Where you think you're going?" or something like that. And I'm like,
"Yeah, we were going to go to the side
I was going to go watch you." He goes, "What if I just throw you out there off stage?" I'm like, "Hey," I go, "It'd be an honor, Sammy. Whatever you want to do with me, buddy."
He just laughed. And up close, he's got that Jack. He's got that Jack Nicholson, the Joker kind of
a little
smile,
bit from Batman.
old crazy Cajun uncle. Got that tan, buddy. He's been setting traps.
I told him though,
catching alligator gar by his hand with his bare hands.
If you remember, I told him, I go, "Man, you look good. He's lost a lot of weight." And if you, I don't know if you paid attention. I'm sure you did because you're like me. Last time we played a show with him, he was wearing white New Balance tennis shoes, the old ones.
Right.
This show, he had his boots back on.
Right. Well, you remember
he goes. "I had to. I nearly died." Twice or something like that.
Yeah, he said I died. He said I almost died 3 times or something. We were like, "Whoa!" He was like, "Yeah."
So he looks good. He's doing good. I was happy for him.
Yes, and they killed it. And like I said, Colin was a little under the
yeah.
weather that day, but and Aaron was in shape. I mean, if you watch Aaron Tippin play, he don't have to go to the gym. He's getting a workout. He's getting a 2-hour workout that Richard Simmons couldn't fathom during his show. I mean, he's getting jumping jacks.
He wears the tightest shirt I've ever seen in my life, and he's ripped. I don't know. He's got to be in his 60s. I guess.
Yeah.
Hell,
ripped.
I'm almost 40, so he's got to be. Yeah. I mean, just jacked, ripped.
Yep.
I mean,
it works buddy.
He's got like a 12-pack or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But
when he does his little dance and stuff, boy, it's hilarious.
All great guys.
So much.
And then you talked about the Bellamy brothers. I tell you what, now they were awesome. I mean, they sound just like the record. They're just so unique. What they do, their songs are unique. They're unlike anybody. I can't think of anybody in country music that really did kind of what they do.
To me, a similar, which I was going to save this for later, which is a legend we just lost that had a more rock version, but similar to, was Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah,
they both had that. They had the Caribbean.
But he didn't have the honky tonk. I mean, they did Buffett, but like
the country version instead of the
not
the
even
West
honky
Coast
tonk,
rock
but
version.
the country version.
Yeah, they were Central Florida. They still in Central Florida. They're ranchers. I mean, they had told us when we're coming through to stop by. They actually have a reality TV show that they
do they really
host from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what they were telling us. They were saying we'll stop by. We'll get on the show with them. They have
I didn't.
I think it's on
I missed that.
I think it's on Circle Network. But
they
have
a
reality show with those with Dave and those guys at their ranch in Central Florida. I think it's between Tampa and Orlando. And they said when you're coming through, y'all stop by, y'all can stay, come hang out. Oh man,
that'd be awesome. We need to do that.
Yeah.
And JR
and go see David, and we need to go see David Allen Coe while we're in Central Florida
too. You've made this point to me a handful of times, if not more, and it reminds me to maybe remind you guys out there listening and or watching, if guys like the Roots and Boots come through your town, or the Bellamy brothers, or we'll get into
Blackhawk,
Sawyer Brown, Blackhawk. That was a great
Confederate
show as well.
Railroad.
Yeah, if any of these guys come through, and you're a fan at all, go see them, because you don't know how many times you're going to have the opportunity to do so. And
Mark Chestnut, anybody.
I've made the mistake multiple times now of doing just the opposite and saying, and I'll just give you a couple of examples of going, oh, he's young, I'll be able to go see him here or wherever. I did that with Don Williams. He was in Bossier City, which is 2.5 hours from my house. I was going to go see him play, and I didn't, because I just didn't make the effort to go. And I wish now I would have, because he died months after that.
Yep.
Never get that opportunity again. I did the same thing with Tom Petty. Tom Petty's my favorite rock and roll artist of all time, American rock and roll artist. And I thought, even if I got to fly somewhere for a night and watch him play and then fly home, I got to do it. And I thought, hell, he's young, which he was. I mean, relatively.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, you just never know.
And then he died unexpectedly. I had an opportunity, which you took the opportunity and ran with it, and I didn't, to go see the Eagles with Glenn Fry in Little Rock, 45 minutes from my house. I thought, those guys will be doing it for a while. And it wasn't a year or two after that, Glenn Fry died. I'm like, so I only say that to say this. don't be an idiot like me. Go see these guys because they're still amazing. And to piggyback off of saying they're amazing, I liked Black Hawk growing up. They wouldn't have been in my top 10 bands.
Nothing. Yeah.
I country wise, I wouldn't have thought of them as that. They played at, what was it, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, JR, or something like that?
3:30, something like that, yeah.
They effing crushed it. I mean, and their lead singer,
6,000 people sing along to every word.
Their lead singer's in his 70s,
early 70s, yeah. Henry Paul.
I mean, absolutely total pros. He sounds exactly like he did in 1994.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
Band was stellar. All the moves, the looks, the winks,
you made the
motions.
point. You actually made the point, which I thought was a good one, that I thought I knew a couple, 2 or 3 of their songs. No, hell no. I knew like 12 of them.
Right.
You know, or whatever.
And you forget. You're like, oh, yeah,
I knew their whole set.
That's a good
I'm like,
song.
oh, man. Oh, I forgot about. Oh, God.
And it was kind of more adult themed for then, so maybe it makes more sense. We get it better now because we're adults. You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
You know, because it's more. I mean, because it was deep. Their songwriting was deep. I mean, that was good stuff. That was a hell of a show they put on the other.
And
night.
It also reminds me, we need to get all these guys we're talking about because we can on here.
Yeah, we should.
I mean, have we had Colin?
Yeah, I believe we've had Colin on. If not, we definitely got to have Colin on.
Yeah, but anyway, all these guys will be great on here. That's what we need to do.
God, it seems like we've had Colin on because we talk to him all the time. If we haven't, that's ridiculous.
If we haven't, we definitely need to. Anyway, and then Sawyer Brown was amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mark
Miller is a wild animal. Like, I mean,
yeah, he is.
I don't know how old Mark is. Probably early 60s, maybe. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I mean, they were a backing band for somebody before they went to Star Search in the 80s. So, no, probably, late 60s, early 70s, probably the same.
And he has more energy than you and I put together.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't even understand how he does what he does. I mean,
and their show is tight.
Great.
I mean, they've got the choreographed bumps and looks, and it's old school. It's like, yeah.
We didn't get to see. Awesome. Or I didn't get a chance to talk to Mark. Maybe you did, but
I didn't either.
But we got to visit with Hobie, the keyboard player, and I believe their guitar player.
The guitar player, yep, he was super nice.
Yeah,
and they were super nice.
So we need to get them on too. I mean, they would be great.
I've actually talked to Hobie.
Hobie and Mark at least would be great.
Right?
Because I think are they the only original members? I want to say they are.
So. I believe so.
But they've been doing it, man, for such a long time, and they have so many hits that you don't even. I mean, I probably know their music a little better than you. I mean, I think you and I spoke about that, but man, they're so good. I mean, like, go see them. I saw them in the 90s as a kid, and the show now is just as good as it was then, just more hits. I mean, Mark's got just as much energy, and what's cool, and I've never seen this before, and I'm sure you saw it too. So on stage, artists will, like some artists, like I'm trying to think of who, like Gary Allen. He likes carpet on stage for him, and maybe his 2 guys on the side. I don't know. And some artists do that. I don't, because I like for my boots to be able to. This is so weird and so inside baseball, but I don't know. Maybe you guys like this kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't like carpet because I like for my boots to be able to slide so I can do my, the White Yoakum kind of stuff or whatever,
Right.
Mark, and I've never seen this from anybody, and had I, I would never have known this had I not had this job or access to watch from side stage or whatever. They have what would you call it, like plexiglass, or
I didn't even notice it. I don't guess.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't guess.
So there's like a almost like a runway going. So the lead singer's mic is in the front of the stage, in the middle, which is Mark Miller. So going perpendicular to the, like, parallel with the stage, I guess you would say.
Right.
Was like a plexiglass, I don't know, probably 20 foot, 30 foot long, and 5-6 foot wide. And they had baby powder poured out all over. I guess it was baby powder. Maybe it was sawdust.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Like you would put on a shuffleboard thing or something. I don't know.
And
something like
what
that.
He's doing is
his dance
so what
stuff.
he's doing is
slides.
Roger Rabbit and stuff. He's sliding on that.
Yes. You didn't notice
Wow,
that?
I didn't I just thought he's very graceful.
No, I had to send you a video because there was white stuff everywhere. And I'm like,
I kind of remember that, but
I'll be dang.
it makes
So
sense. I mean, that's
because he does
they
all
have
the because he dances a lot. For those out there,
a lot of dance moves
that I don't know if you guys know that or you don't. Maybe you do.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy.
But that must help, like the sliding and all that stuff. So yeah, I figured you saw that.
No, I didn't even notice that. I wasn't paying enough.
Which I'm a nerd about that. I pay attention to all that little stuff.
Yeah, I was just enamored by their harmonies and playing. I mean, everybody was so good. But like Justin said, y'all go out and see some of these bands if they're in your area, because you just never know. And that goes for young acts too.
No,
you just
never know.
If there's a band you like and they're close, just go if you can. Just go. You'll be glad you did.
Don't be
shows,
again. Don't be an idiot like me. Go see them. And if there are tickets left for the and you're in the Nashville area, if there, I don't know that there are or there aren't. If there are tickets left for the Ronnie Millsap thing, this is his last concert ever.
Yep.
I mean, ever. So,
yep.
And if you aren't familiar with his catalog, I mean, I think he had 40 plus number ones. Okay,
36 number ones, 35 million albums sold.
Yeah, I mean, huge, and they're all like iconic. I'm doing what goes on when the sun goes down, and pillow talking love, tangled sheets and cotton gowns. And what goes on when the sun goes down makes the everyday life of two people in love go round. But that's just one of, I mean, he probably had 50 hit records. I mean, something.
I mean, for real, yeah, that's just number ones, but there's no telling how many 2s and 5s and stuff.
Yeah,
he had so many.
I mean,
Smoky Mountain Rain. I mean, everybody
that's
remembers
the thing.
Smoky Mountain Rain.
When you get asked to do these shows, they send you emails, and I mean, you know this, JR, because you're on the emails. But what do you want to do? I go either Smoky Mountain Rain or Stranger in My House. They go, well, Ronnie's doing those two. I go, okay. I'll pick something else.
Yeah, I'll pick something else.
I can maybe argue with you if it's like Jamie doing it or this one or that one.
Yeah.
I go, no, let me do that. If Ronnie's doing it, I don't have a leg
we'll
to
just let him
stand
do it.
on. Yeah.
But yeah, that's next Tuesday. Not sure when this episode will drop. Hopefully by before the weekend. But that'll be Tuesday the 3rd, Ronnie Millsap event. Friday the 6th, we're going to be in Fort Worth at the Stockyards at Billy Bob's, and then October 7th, Greenfield, Missouri. Then we're going out to Waco, Texas on the 14th of the month. And then we're going to start the last leg of the You Men Whiskey Tour on the 26th of October in Dothan, Alabama, the 27th in Estero, Florida, and the
PB
28th in Melbourne,
back out
Florida.
with us?
We've got. I'm not sure which shows she's doing with us. I know she's doing some of them, and John Langston's going to come out and do some of the shows with us. And y'all, speaking of new music, John Langston's first full length album is out now. I think it came out last week. Hard on Ice. Y'all check that out. But yeah, that's where we're going to be the rest of this month. And then, as Justin mentioned earlier at the top of the show, next year, starting out in January, we're going to go do a run of shows with our old buddy Cody Johnson. And Dylan Carmichael's going to open the show. So that should be fun.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan's on those. Yep.
Dylan was on. I think he was on here with us.
Oh, yeah, we've had Dylan on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan's good people. So that'll start in January. If you hadn't seen it, check Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff. It's on there. All the dates are dropping now. So we're excited about that. That should be fun. Speaking, and it's something else I wanted to mention before we get off here today. Last night I got a text, and I don't watch any television programs on network TV regularly because our schedule changes so much. But I got a text from my buddy B. Adams on air. Radio DJ friend said, "Hey, my buddy is going to sing a JM song on The Voice tonight." I said, "Oh, that's cool." So he sends back the picture. Well, anyway, the guy's name's Jackson Snelling, and he sang "Heaven Wasn't So Far Away" last night on The Voice. He did a great job. Yeah, did a great job. And actually, Gwen and Reba turned their chairs, and he is now a member of Team Reba. So we're pulling for Jackson. Y'all who watch that show and follow the acts that are working that show, y'all give them votes, whatever you can do to help move them along. We'll be doing the same. But yeah, that was pretty cool. That's there's been a few of those over the years. I know it's been a while. I think it was with Jake Worthington. Didn't he do one?
He did. I don't remember what he did, but he did do a song. There was another kid that did. Was it last season? I think it was. I think it was I don't know. I think last season another kid did. I think he did Heaven also.
Hey, kudos to you and your writer buddies, because it must be good if these kids are coming up, and it's making an impact like that to be used on something that in a country format.
I mean, that's a huge honor for me. I mean,
for sure. Because you think how many country songs there are to pick from.
This kid that did it last night or the night before, I forget. Was it last night?
I think last night. Yeah.
I don't know. Monday night. He was 21.
Wow.
So for him to know the song, let alone do it, was really, really cool. So hopefully maybe we can get him on here. I'd love to talk to him. And he's autistic.
Okay.
And he made mention of the fact that music has helped him in that area of life, so I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, that is
as well. And so anyway, it may be cool to talk to him and his story, and maybe we could get him on while he's going through this voice journey. And I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they are with their protocol on that kind of stuff. I don't know if they
I don't know. I have no idea.
Leak too much until it's over, but hopefully he'll win the whole darn thing.
Yeah, but I'm pulling. Obviously, I'm pulling for him, and I told my wife that I go, Reba, while she was making her pitch to be his coach, she said she loved that song, so I take that as she loves me. So
pretty much.
Watch out! Don't play your cards. Don't play your cards right, Kate. I may just go after Reba because clearly she loves me.
Must be a workaholic too, because somebody like Reba didn't need a job like The Voice,
No,
but took it.
no.
But she, golly, she's been working television.
She's a really good person too. She's always been really kind to me anytime I've been around her.
Right.
So.
Well, and I've got a few other things, but we'll save them for next week because we've got to talk some stuff there. Next week we're going to talk about the van, my old van that I reconnected with.
We got to talk some football too. We didn't even touch on that.
We're going to talk about regular football, and we're going to talk about fantasy football, which Justin's playing for the first time ever now. So anybody's got any comments? I'm
3-0, baby.
He's crushing.
I'm coming.
Anybody got any cool fantasy football stories? You can send those in. And
we
we'll
coming
some on the pod.
We coming. I ain't hard to find.
I'm struggling this year, and like I told you, I won my one league the first year in. It seems like the beginner's luck, so take the money and run.
Yeah.
But it works because if you win the first year, you're playing on house money for the next several years.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
That's always a good thing.
Today's episode is sponsored by Bobcat. If you're like me, you don't like to sit still for very long. You look out the window and see possibilities. What if I planted a row of trees over there? It'd be nice to clear that trail in those woods. That's why Bobcat equipment is so great. Its compact size, powerful performance, and big-time versatility will keep up with all your ideas for your property. With a few attachments or implements and a Bobcat tractor, for example, you can do big things in small amounts of time. It's perfect for me when I have a break from touring or recording. Take a look at tractors, utility vehicles, mowers, and more at bobcat.com or pay a visit to your local dealer. Hey, what's up, guys? Justin Moore here. I want to remind everyone out there listening that my wife, Kate, has an awesome children's clothing boutique in downtown Benton, Arkansas at Central Arkansas. So if you're local, come see us at 119 West South Street in downtown historic Benton, Arkansas. Again, that's 119 West South Street in Benton, Arkansas. And if you're not local, we ship everywhere. So you can find us at shopthislittlepiggy.com and see all that we have to offer, all that my wife Kate has to offer, I should say. Facebook, you can find us at shopthislittlepiggyAR. And Instagram, you can find us at shopthislittlepiggyAR. But check us out. It's called This Little Piggy. And see what we got to offer. ShopThisLittlePiggy.com.
Hi, y'all. This is Brandon Bing, singer-songwriter and whiskey maker. You're tuning into the Justin Moore Podcast. Visit EasyLiquor.com to grab your bottle of Bangtail Whiskey and join the Blue Collar Swaller family today. Follow us on all socials at Bangtail Whiskey for more news and updates. Now pour Jigger and take this 8-second ride with us.
Hey, gang. As y'all have heard, the Justin Moore Podcast has recently teamed up with Wrangler. Wrangler has been an icon in authentic American style around the world for more than 70 years. With a rich legacy rooted in the American West, Wrangler commits to offering unmatched quality and timeless design. As y'all have heard me and Justin talk about on here, George Strait and Alan Jackson, they're Wranglers. We wear Wranglers too. Its collections are also for men and women, children, to look and feel great, inspiring those who wear them to be strong and ready for life every day. Wrangler is available in retail stores worldwide, including brand flagship stores in Denver and Dallas, department stores, mass market retailers, specialty shops, Western outfitters, and online. For more information, visit Wrangler.com. And you know you've heard it here, and you've seen it on stage, the Justin Moore Podcast. Dang glad to be partnered up with Wrangler because we're big fans and have been for a long, long time. Can't go wrong with a nice pair of Wranglers, y'all. I wear the Wrangler Retro. Justin wears the black one some. It's my go-to. I get mine at Academy. So if you're around an Academy or just about anywhere, you can get you a pair of Wranglers, whether you want to look like George Strait, or you want to look like JM, or you want to look like me. You can get you some Wranglers, and you can do that. Whether you're in North California or South Alabama or Montana, Texas, Ohio, Wyoming, wherever, a pair of Wranglers will get the job done. Long live cowboys and plowboys. For more information, visit Wrangler.com. But birthdays, I had, there's a ton of birthdays in September for sure. My birthday was this month, my wife's, and golly, we were talking about it last night. Just so many of our friends and family are in September.
My anniversary, my father-in-law, his birthday is the 27th, which is tomorrow.
And my father-in-law's was the 22nd.
There's somebody else's tomorrow.
It's a bunch. You know, it makes sense, too, because,
and my anniversary is the 29th. My 16th wedding anniversary. So
September's 9 months after the holidays, so that makes sense. Everybody was pent up at home during the Christmas time.
There you go.
Here comes babies 9 months later. But a big birthday today. One of I know I listened to your morning show this morning, and y'all talked about him a little bit. But Marty Robbins, big birthday in country music.
Did you hear what I put out there about the? Well, I know that because of you. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't have known that.
Well,
and I don't know if I got it exactly right, but something like that.
And I thought you were talking about Freddie Fender at first because Freddie Fender did. But then I went and looked it up.
Was it Freddie Fender? I thought it was Marty Robbins.
It was Freddie Fender was the one I always tell the story of in Baton Rouge. But I think, and I looked it up, I think Marty Robbins actually did too. So
okay, well I lucked into that then.
Worked out good.
I thought it was Marty Robbins. It was Freddie Fender.
Yeah, and I heard you use the Elvis the King bit.
I steal all your bits.
That's good. Use them up.
All your gimmicks. Gimmicks.
Basil wants me on the show, but you guys end at 10 a.m. and I'm just getting going at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So use all my shit because I ain't gonna ever be on there to use it. Unfortunately, too early. But wanted to say that, and also wanted to do a little. We're going to get back into some of our old habits of some of our games and different things we talk about and things, but we're just kind of getting the cobwebs worked out because, as you know, Justin's been doing the morning show, the radio sports show there in Little Rock some mornings when he can, but it's a different setup. Same way, I'm doing Tig's bits, but the way we record and the way we get the stuff to the different people on these other ones is not the same way we do the JMP. So coming in today, it's like a whole new program. We had to it's a different system. It's a different cables, different wires.
It's all on our own.
We got it all. Yeah, we got it all working again now. So we're going to be rocking these things over the next couple of months. But we're going to get back into some of our normal things we used to do on the show as it goes on. But one thing I wanted to drop today was some homework. We usually say, what to listen to or music of the week or video of the week, but I'm just going to call it homework. And this week's homework I got is Whoopsie Daisy by David Allen Coe.
I was going to tell you to tell people about that, so I'm glad.
Yeah, it's a book that he wrote, but he does an audio version of it on iTunes. You could probably find it anywhere. The book's called Whoopsie Daisy. It's by David Allen Coe. It's free. Yeah. On iTunes, yep. It's another legend that everybody will give him his dues once he's gone. But man, listen to all the stuff David Allen Coe's done. But this was he wrote this book in the late '90s, but he reads it himself, and it's him reading his own book, so only as he could do. So that's the homework for this week. Y'all go check that out. Let us know what you think about it. JustinMooreMusic.com. You can go check out any of the tour dates, any of the videos, any of the cool stuff we've got coming out in world of JM. Justin Cole Moore on Instagram and Twitter. I'm JR the Hand on Instagram and Twitter. We have an Instagram page for the Justin Moore podcast. You can hit us up there. Send us any questions, comments, cool stuff. You want to send us there, pictures of you listening to the show or talking about things in the show. Also, we have the Justin Moore text line, which has really been helpful with people asking about, pre-sale codes for shows, meet and greet opportunities at shows. When we did the when we did the album release, we utilized that to get some for tickets. So check that out. That's 501-200-4050. That's 501-200-4050. Just text whatever question you got, hashtag meet and greets, hashtag tickets, hashtag pre-sale code, and interact that way. Sign up for the list, and you'll get all the new info when anything new drops. So that's been really helpful with that. So make sure to do that. And join us, and click rate, like, subscribe, click the notification button, comment, all those 5-star reviews, all that fun stuff. Check it out on YouTube. There's a video version of this if you're listening to it. If you're watching it, go download it on the other stuff too, just to help us if you don't mind. Shout out to all our friends in the country of Oman. Oman has been listening to this show even though we've been on hiatus for a few months. Oman, we have consistently ranked as one of the top music podcasts in Oman. It's over east. Jordan, Oman, isn't that in the same?
I don't know.
middle
I gotta
there,
look
I
it
think.
up.
Yeah, but thank you to those guys. We appreciate y'all listening way over there, and everybody all over the world and the United States and anywhere you're listening and watching this from. We appreciate it, and more stuff to come. Like Justin said, we've got PB because we've had a number one since then with You, Me, and Whiskey. So we'll have her on to talk about that, and then we're going on tour with Kojo some next year. So we'll have him on
next week. We'll talk about how the Ronnie Millsap tribute went.
Yep.
We're having a number one party for our last 4 number ones that we've not done parties for that date back to like COVID and all that stuff. And so yeah, it should be a fun week. And again, like I said, we got PB coming on, Kojo coming on, and then we need to get Cody on booking all those guys we just talked about that we played shows with. And
for sure.
So that might be a cool way to close out the year with a bunch of those guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So y'all make sure to
sorry, JR.
No, go ahead, bud.
I was just going to say before we get out of here, just so you guys know, and in the next week, 2-3 weeks, I can let you know more specifics, but our next single will be from a brand new album that we just finished. We did maybe 3 months ago, something like that. Does that sound about right, JR?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And it's the first album that my live band played the entire album. There wasn't studio musicians, so that's exciting. I think it's the best music we've ever done, and so that'll probably be out early next year, the album. But the single will be out in, I believe, October. I just had a phone call yesterday about which song we're going to do for the first single, and we're like 90% sure it's one of them, nice. It's a specific one. And so look forward to you guys hearing that stuff too. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yep, and a good way to keep updated when new things are going to happen is the text line. Like I said, 501-200-4050. Justin Moore Podcast Instagram page is a good place to find everything for this show. Justin Cole Moore on Twitter and Instagram for everything else. I'm JR the Handler. Thank y'all for joining us this week. We mentioned it briefly earlier, but want to say in memory of Jimmy Buffett and one of my favorite Texas songwriters, entertainers when I was in college and in my early career on the road, Charlie Robinson.
Yeah, dang, man.
Shout out to his family and friends, and we're thinking about y'all, and everybody's going to miss Charlie and Jimmy for sure. So y'all write us a good one up there and have fun. We'll see you soon. Thank y'all, podcast land. We'll see y'all next week.
Good to see y'all again. See you. This episode was brought to you by Bobcat. Check them out at bobcat.com.
For any of you first-time listeners out there, at the end of each of our episodes, I like to do a little reading out of a book I've had that I've got a lot of use out of over the years. The book is by Mr. Charlie Daniels, and the book is called Let's All Make the Day Count, The Everyday Wisdom of Charlie Daniels. Number 97, denying hate a home. Do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the faith God has distributed to you. Romans 12:3. I was born into a segregated Jim Crow South where people of color were viewed as second-class citizens and were denied the same rights, privileges, and advantages the white race enjoyed. A child is not born with racial prejudice and feelings of superiority. Those behaviors are taught. In the society of my formative years, the roots of those pompous fallacies grew deep and passed through the generations like congenial bad blood. I discarded these noxious convictions on my own. I denounced and abandoned them many years ago when the truth dawned on me just how blindly and evilly wrong, how vicious and sad this generational curse of prejudice and repression was. The same God made all of us and told us to love one another. We'd best heed his word. Hate has no place in the heart of a reasonable man, and reason has no place in the heart of a hateful man. Let's all make the day count.